Hello everyone, welcome. My channel is called Vidya Visions. You may know me as Vidya, you may know me as Ryan, you may have no clue who I am at all. However you do or don't know me, I would just like to take this moment to thank you. I really appreciate anyone who stumbles across this channel. Um, any amount of time here is truly appreciated. So, you guys are here for a little story time video today. Thought I might switch things up, a little bit, do something a little bit different than just the purely informational talks. I figure everyone likes a little entertainment, right? Well, this is going to be the story about how I personally discovered Alan Watts. Now, the primary purpose for sharing my story is in hopes that others will share theirs as well. I'm very interested in hearing about how people found out about Alan Watts. And, maybe there's some people out there that have actually gotten the chance to see him when he was alive, like attend one of his, lectures or seminars, or, maybe even got to meet him, or, maybe you even knew him. I'm really continuing this channel in hopes to um, somehow just get closer to all of that knowledge, if that's even a thing. So, without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into it. So now this story takes place back in, I was 18 at the time, so it had to be 2015, and I had just started my first job. Now, I had been working before this. Around this time of my life, I was really interested in parkour. That was I guess you could say, my lifestyle. That's really what I did, and I loved it, and I loved teaching kids and teaching anyone really, but I primarily taught younger kids, and that was kind of how I made my money. Now, my mom was always kind of against me being an entrepreneur. She really felt that for whatever reason that I needed to go, punch a clock. She felt that was real work. She didn't think anything I had done before that mattered. And so I gave up, which was probably arguably my best job ever, and started working at a retail store for minimum wage. And, I wasn't working that many hours at the gym teaching classes. It was more of a part-time thing, but still, it gave me the ability to train, make videos, and do everything else that I did, so I could live this lifestyle. You don't need a lot of money being a free runner, but either way, so I'm working at Target, and I absolutely hate it, right? This is just not it. And I wasn't even there a total of 6 months, but it must have been, a couple months in, maybe 2, 3 months in, and I got moved from stocking the floor to doing receiving. So it was like I was getting up at 3 in the morning. It was just awful, man. I just hated it. That was probably the most miserable I've ever truly been inside, just because it's not like it was hard work. It's not like it was, but it was so empty and meaningless that going from doing what I really loved to doing that was a big, big, it was a lot of contrast, right? It really showed me like, wow, well, at least I do know what I like, but either way, right? So I'm working at Target, and my favorite, I guess you could say he is a musician now, but at the time he really kind of started off as a rapper. And this person I'm talking about is Logic. If you don't know who he is, that's okay. I figure a lot of people don't, and I figure a lot of people probably don't really even care for him that much. It is what it is. Whether you like him or not, that's really not the point of this story. It's just I used to listen to his music a lot, and when he dropped The Incredible True Story, right? It was, I mean, it might be still one of my favorite pieces he's ever, like, you know, his albums that he's ever made, right? It was such a work of art, in my opinion. Well, the last song on the album, it's called The Incredible True Story, um, has an Alan Watts speech at the very end. And it's the Alan Watts speech where he's saying, you know, do what you love and forget the money. And I'll never forget this. I won't. I know that because the way it hit me in that moment, I didn't even know who Alan Watts was. I had never heard of him before. Um, no clue. You know, I'm listening to the song and I'm not sitting here going, "Oh my gosh, Alan Watts." No, I'm just hearing this man, probably the only person in my, you know, he's not even a part of my life, but probably the only person I've ever heard say to me, "Do what you love." And that's it. It wasn't like there was no exceptions. It was purely unconditional, and it really made a mark on, like, it's something I'll never. I know this world is imperturbable, or, you know, however that word goes. Nothing can stick, but it really truly felt like that moment is something that I won't ever be able to forget. It's always going to be with me. And it's because of Logic. It really is. He was the catalyst for me, you know, to get to Alan Watts. And the crazy thing, dude, is people have told me that about me. People have said to me, they're like, "Dude, I've never even heard Alan Watts before, and I listened to your videos." Oh, and I'm trying not to, like, low key tear up right now because that's the goal, man. You know, I've never made $1 on YouTube. I've never made a single dollar. I've been making YouTube videos for 10 years of my life. I've never made $1. And I wouldn't have it any other way, man. The feeling of being able to just do what you love outweighs the money. It's crazy. And you might not want to take it from somebody who's poor, I guess, but for as little money as as I have, and for as little things as I relatively have, I feel rich, and it comes from that feeling. That's what creates true wealth, is that feeling. And it comes from doing what you love, man. And I'm no, you know, spiritual guy or teacher, or I'm just a kid, man, but because somebody inspired me and told me, "Hey, do what you love," I just I if I feel like I have any purpose in this life, it's to tell others to do that same thing. Just in hopes of, you know, inspiring the collective. It's like, who wouldn't want to live in a world where everybody's digging it, you know, grooving, where we're all just jazzing about and living? I mean, I know we're doing that right now, but and I'm not trying to tell you you're wrong, or look, I'm not trying to tell you anything. I'm just here to say, to tell you my story. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's like I'm really just grateful to be here, man. You know, we were just yesterday, really. It really hit me hard how grateful I am to be here, because I don't, you know, I'm not saying I've made it. I'm not, but I think for the first time in my life, without any exceptions, I'm really doing what I love. And, you know, I hope to see Logic again one day, because after, to get back to my kind of story, right? So after I had heard that, it was just so apparent. It just, and I actually ended up meeting Logic, you know, on his tour, which was not long after that, probably a couple months after that drop. And I'll never forget. I know I paid for it. It was a paid, like I had to pay for it, whatever. But and he was giving everybody hugs, man. But I walked. I'll never forget it. It was my turn to walk up to him, and I was like, "What's up, man?" And he's like, "You want a hug, dude?" And I was like, it was crazy, dude, because that to me is like, it just solidified everything. It was like, oh man, there's no, I have to, like, I don't know. I don't know if that really makes sense, but um, I guess if I have one goal, is to be able to do that for other people. And I just think what he was able to do for me was very special. Um, at the end of the day, it's all, it's all me. You could say it's all meaningless, but it's like, man, I want to say that I went out with a bang, and 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 Alan Watts truly is the constant reminder for me, um, to just enjoy life. And I just don't think I'd be here without him, man. So um, that's really all I have to say. I'm incredibly grateful to be here right now. Thank you all. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much, you guys. It's absolutely a pleasure. It's an honor. Um, I'll be back with more videos. It's been Vidya. Peace.